The Adventures of Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain. Longman Simplified English Series. Read by Orathai Sitthichan. Chapter 8. Father is arrested. Just before midday, the whole village was electrified by the shocking news. It was reported a belly knife had been found close to the murdered man. Somebody had recognized it and said that it belonged to Father. It was said the villagers delayed on his way home had come across Father washing himself in a storm about 1 o'clock in the morning, and that Father had at once scraped off. These were suspicious circumstances, especially the washing, which was not a habit with Potter. Houseman had gone in search down all the roads in every direction, and Chichaf was confident that he would be captured before night. Of course, the pupils were given a holiday that afternoon. All the villagers were flocking to the graveyard. Tom's heartbreak vanished, and he joined the procession. The dreadful place held him like a magnet, in spite of himself. There somebody pinched his arm. He turned, and his eyes met huckleberries. Poor young fellow! This ought to be a reason to give robbers. Brother will hang for this if they catch him. There were the general remarks. Now Tom shivers from head to heel, for he caught sight of the stern face of Redskin Joe. At this moment, the crowd began to hurry forward, and voices shouted, "It's Potter! He's harming himself! Look out! He's turning! Don't let him get away!" People in the branches of the trees over Tom's head said that he was not trying to get away, but that he only looked doubtful and lost. The crowd fell apart now, and the sheriff came those Lady Potter by the arm. The poor fellow's face was as white as a sheet, and his eyes showed the fear that wrought in his heart. When he stood before the murdered man, he put his face in his hands and burst into tears. "I didn't do it, friends," he mourned. "I swear I didn't do it." "Who accused you?" shouted a voice. Potter raised his head and looked around him with a terrible hopelessness in his eyes. He saw Redskin Joe and exclaimed, "Oh, Joe, you promised me that you'd never—" "Is that your knife?" asked the sheriff, thrusting it before him. Potter would have fallen if they had not caught him. He murmured, "Tell them, Joe, tell them. It's no use." Then Huckleberry and Tom stood down and staring and heard two-story hard lawyer make his statement. They expected every moment that the clear sky would deliver God's lightnings upon his head, and wondered to see how long the punishment was delayed. When he had finished, had still stood alive and whole. Their weak intention to break their oath and save the poor, betrayed prisoners' life faded and vanished. It was plain that his villain was under the protection of the devil, and it would be fatal to interfere with the agents of such an awful power as that. He had now become the most horrible, interesting person they had ever looked upon, and they could not take eyes off his face. They invariably loved to watch him at night when they had an opportunity, in the hope of catching sight of his deathful master.